Hello everybody and welcome to a beautiful early January day here on the south bank of the Thames with the Palace of Westminster behind me. This is Philip Saunders with the first Travel in the Know vlog of 2026. So first, let me start by wishing you all a wonderful 26. A fantastic year full of joy and discovery, hopefully in part with my channel right here, Travel in the Know. It seems to me that on such a glorious day, it's just perfect for a wander around London and also find a nibble to bite and just chat about how the channel is going to be in 2026. So let's take a walk over the bridge to the north side of the River Thames and start exploring. Just before heading to the bridge, here's a wonderful view of the London Eye, of course, centre of global attention just a couple of days ago to greet the new year with a truly fantastic fireworks display. This year, didn't come into town to watch it. Normally I do, without a ticket, find somewhere near Waterloo on Leicester Square. You can still get a decent view of the fireworks, but this year, just celebrated at home. Heavens above, if you buy a ticket on site, it looks like it's £42 per person, and I think £38 for a kid. Can that be right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Times change. I was talking to a colleague the other day who had no idea who Charlie Chaplin was. I suppose that shows my age, doesn't it? Sun's slightly in the wrong place for this shot, but never mind. It just shows how glorious the day is. I never tire of walking over the Hungerford Bridge. It's the name of this bridge. It's actually a railway bridge which takes you into Charing Cross Station. But the views over the River Thames are wonderful, even with the sun shining in your eyes. And you can certainly see, once again, the Palace of Westminster behind me. And of course, in there you have both the House of Lords and the House of Commons. First eating out decision of 2026 made. I think I'm going to go to the Palm Court Brasserie, which is in Covent Garden. It's only about an 8-minute walk from here. And it's a place that both my wife and I really like to go to when we're out on the town for the theatre on a Saturday night. The food is excellent. The ambiance is wonderful. And I believe that, like a lot of restaurants in January, they've got a special offer. And I actually know what it is. It's steak frites, so steak and chips. And it's £15, which I think is a pretty good deal. Now, theoretically, like a lot of these offers, you should actually book them online first. But let's see if I can get it by turning up at the restaurant and also seeing how today, which is Saturday the 3rd of January, just how busy it is at lunchtime. Normally, like most vloggers, I turn up quite early to do my films. But today I'm not, so it could be a little bit busier, but we'll find out. In any event, allons-y, let's go forward. Let's walk to the restaurant in Covent Garden. Great news, it's not full at the inn. I've managed to get a table. Now, the front part of the restaurant's really crowded, and that's all you can see when you come in. So I did ask, well, can I go outside? And I wouldn't have minded however cold it was. It's a rather nice atmosphere, sitting watching the crowds going to Covent Garden. But here at the back of the restaurant, it's a little less crowded. So I've decided to actually forego the cold and come in here. And also, the purpose of my visit, I must just stress, it's important to reserve this in advance normally, but I asked at the door whether it'd be possible to have their steak frites special, which is running every single day through January 2026 if you book in advance. £15 for steak and chips. I've ordered it medium rare, but I'm going to start off with an onion soup, partly because it's one of the specialities of the restaurant, secondly because it is freezing outside, and thirdly because just before New Year I took my wife to the Balthazar restaurant, only a few footsteps away from here on Covent Garden, which is also an extremely well-known French brasserie, similar style to this restaurant. And their onion soup was really good. and I just want to see which is best, which wins the championship at this early stage of the year. And I've also ordered a little bit of red wine, Côte de Vigneron, and they've also brought me some tap water. So I'm now really well set up and looking forward to my first restaurant meal of 2026. And so I'd like to take the opportunity to just raise my glass to all the viewers of Travel in the Know around the world and wish you a fantastic 2026 once again. Cheers. There is an extensive menu, of course, here at the Palm Court Brasserie, and they are really made up of fantastic traditional French classics, which in my experience they do really well. But it's also worth knowing that they have a lunch and theatre menu. You're really close to most of the West End's most famous theatre addresses, so this is a good place to take advantage of those offers. It runs actually as well from 12 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. So that's ideal just before the theatre. And you can have a starter and main for £20.95. And if you'd like that with a dessert, so 3 courses, it's £24.95. In fact, there would have been nothing stopping me having that now, as far as I can see. But I really wanted to try the steak and fries offer. And interestingly for that, just to give you an idea, you could have a choice in terms of starters of celeriac soup, baked brie in filet, salmon rillette, which I really like, or chicken liver parfait, which seems to be in every London restaurant menu. There's a supplement there, I think £2.50, if my eyes don't deceive me. For the mains, you could have a wild mushroom risotto, beef bourguignon, where there's a £3 supplement. You could have market fish of the day, or a grilled chicken paella. And for dessert, it's classic creme brulee, or a Belgian chocolate tart, all Belgian food making it into a French restaurant, and a classical selection of ice creams, or of sorbets. So really, all in all, that is also exceptional value. They do have more expensive mains. They have a very famous Boeuf Bourguignon and so on. But if you're looking for a great way to start the day or the evening when you go to the theatre in the West End of London, this is a great address. I promise you, I'm giving you a good tip. But having said that, need to review this meal first, right? And I think now it's time to take a look at this onion soup. It's really, really heavy. So I shall just lift the plate now. You can see there's a huge amount of beautiful cheese on top, which I imagine is Gruyere cheese. It's then got toasted bread underneath, and then the onion soup. Very, very similar presentation to the Balthazar restaurant. It's going to be interesting to do the taste test. And to be honest, I already took one take, but it went wrong. Always check when you're making a film. So I already know what I think. I mean, first of all, the cheese, you can see it's just super thick. This is a Gruyere cheese, probably from France or possibly Switzerland. It gives you that alpine flavour. There's loads of brown bread, although I've got into it quite well underneath. And then a really nice beef broth with just loads of onion. I mean, masses of onion. And that's got a very savoury taste. And everything combined together. I mean, let's just do it. The cheese, the toast. I can't cut the cheese. It's just delightful. Excuse manners. Frankly, it's a meal in its own right. It's delicious. I know not everybody likes ordering soups in restaurants as a starter, but this one is just so hearty, enjoyable and healthy that I'm sure you'd enjoy it. And wow, those onions are just great. So I said I would compare this with the onion soup I had the other night with my wife to celebrate the new year at the Balthazar restaurant, which is, again, a lovely restaurant. Let's review it sometime. To be honest, they're both gold star onion soups. They're really, really good. But this one wins just slightly. Why? A, because there's definitely more Gruyere cheese to dig into, or Emmental, not quite sure which it is, but anyway, one of those. And also the balance. There's more onion, but the onion here has ever such a slight sweetness, which I think adds a beautiful contrast, which wasn't really the case at the Balthazar. In terms of the soup, all gone. Now, that is a good start to 2026 because to waste not, want not. That's definitely my attitude when it comes to good food. Now, the main dish, very exciting. This is my steak with bayonnaise sauce. Medium rare, which is how you recommended it, which is perfect. Very good, thank you. So this really is the perfect way, I think, to start 2026. Yes, can I have some mayonnaise, please? That would be great. Mayonnaise and mustard would be perfect. Yeah, French. We're en France. Wow, look at that. Really caring service as well, making sure I have everything I need. It looks like a lovely steak. There we go. with the fries and the bayonnaise sauce, and there's some mayonnaise and mustard coming. Not quite sure why my glasses are perched on top of my head. Not anymore. Now I can see the steak properly. Let's dig in. It's a cut through it, but I think that's just the outside of the steak. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of sinew there, but it's to be expected. The flavour is good. So I think we can see once we cut through quite clearly, but the meat has been cooked medium rare, no question about that, which is just the way I like it and the way they recommend it. It gives more flavour. But it's beautifully grilled as well. And it's actually got that kind of almost grilled flavour. It's also been left to rest sufficiently, but it's still hot. And the bayonnaise sauce, really enjoyable. Almost always my favourite sauce with beef. The fries are really good. These are thin French style fries, but they're super, super crispy on the outside. And despite being thin, very fluffy on the inside. Plenty of flavour, very warm. And also they've got that kind of triple fried flavour and consistency. Really, really good. Excellent. Some of them have also got skin on, so I'm assuming they're made here, but of course you never know. One of the questions that you're all rightly asking out there is what type of steak is this? And it's a sirloin steak, so again, it's definitely a very decent cut for the price. Considering this dish is just £15, although I think the sauce will cost a little extra, I think that's great value for the quality of the steak and also the flavour of the fries. Time to enjoy the steak with no further disturbances. See you a little bit later. Let's enjoy some wine. Oh, that's good for the steak. I thought I was going to leave you in peace, but I can't because this mayonnaise, it's really good. It's not from a bottle. I don't think it is. Really, really creamy, exceptionally tasty. So we have to try the mustard now as well. A very nice French Dijon mustard, quite strong. Good flavour. Okay, so the steak has disappeared completely inside me, and I promised myself I was going to be good for 2026, New Year, no desserts, but they've given me the menu, so let's quickly go through them. There's a Belgian chocolate tart, baked Tuscan cheesecake, drunken cherry, come back to that, spiced red wine, roasted figs, oh that looks good, sticky toffee pudding, I know who'd have that, Greeno, classic creme brulee, triple scoop of ice cream, or a selection of fruit sorbet. They're all between £6 and £9. And there's also a cheese board, which is £14.95. Now, for me, it's a choice between the spiced red wine roasted figs. Will do my constitution no harm at all. But considering my character and nature, the Drunken Cherry at £7.95 is going to win the day. That apparently is clotted cream and cherry ice cream. Not sure I've ever had cherry ice cream, have you? Then there's going to be crushed biscuits, dark chocolate shavings, and there's also, it's marinated in a liqueur, and there's also, oh yeah, also real cherries in there as well. So that looks tremendously exciting. It's what I'm going to order, and it's going to be, I hope, a fine way to finish off the meal. And the Drunken Cherry is just arriving. Cheers. Looks a picture, thank you. Okay, look at that, beautifully presented, some ice cream, the liqueur, not quite sure if it's cherry liqueur, lots of cherries on top. Oh, and I can see little bits of chocolate as well. I'm very glad that I succumbed to temptation after all. Time to attack this ice cream, but I think with some respect, considering the alcoholic content in there. Oh, we'll mix that all together. Grab a little bit of chocolate and a cherry. Lovely rich ice cream. Lovely cherry style liqueur. And cherries like you get in those chocolates, those chocolate cherry liqueurs as well. So obviously when you consider that, if you like that type of thing, it's a good dessert. And it's right up my street. I sometimes buy those cherry liqueurs. Lovely way to finish the meal. And I'm sure I'm going to be tipsy when I see you outside near Covent Garden. So time to quickly look at the bill. Total of £46.52. It was £8.95 for the onion soup. That was so warming, perfect for the time of year. Couldn't do better. The steak frites is normally £29.95, but it's reduced to £15 at the moment. Just a reminder, you must book it in advance. I was very lucky to be able to benefit from it directly at the door today. And the Bayonnaise sauce, £2.50. My glass of really nice Vigneron red wine, £6.95. And the Drunken Cherry, £7.95. They then add on a service charge, £5.17, where they also write underneath that they absolutely promise 100% of the service fee goes to the staff. So that's great, giving you £46.52. Well, I think for the type of meal I've just enjoyed, that is a really fair deal, and I'm delighted to give this experience a gold medal. So a great way of starting 2026, a Travel in the Know gold medal for the Palm Court Brasserie at Covent Garden. And if you're down here for a trip to the museums, even the cinema perhaps to see Avatar, or alternatively the theatre, it's a really good place to come and eat, ideally before an evening performance, so you get some of their great value deals. I'm just going to have a little walk to finish off the day around Covent Garden. Will you join me? I'm just going to take a little look around the apple market and some of the delightful little stalls. It's always a lovely place to walk. I should do more vlogs around here. So I wanted to talk about my New Year's resolutions for the channel. Well, first, actually about my own personal New Year's resolutions. And they're two: to read a lot more than I did last year. I let that go a bit, and reading is such a source of joy and inspiration. And then also to dedicate even more time to try and bring you great content, and also to do it in a special way. There'll be plenty more vlogs about travel in Britain and Europe, plenty about good food, just like today as well. But my New Year's resolution is that I really want to get behind the scenes of some restaurants, perhaps some travel companies, and show you what actually goes on to make some of these experiences possible. So join me and keep me honest. Make sure I keep to that promise. What about you? What are your New Year's resolutions? Do let us know in the comments below. Anyhow, I truly hope that you've enjoyed this launch into 2026. Expect on average, I think, about one film a week this year. And please give me all your ideas. I want to make sure that the channel really reflects what you want to see. And in the meantime, once again, after a delicious meal, feeling warm and well equipped against the cold London early January weather, let me wish you all a fantastic 2026. And most of all, do enjoy Travel in the Know and make it part of your priorities throughout the year to come. This is Philip saying goodbye, and there appears to be a good show here. I did it! Well, I'll play this out of the book.